Greetings everyone, please give a moment to make sure everything, blah, can't speak. Everything is set on up. Looks like everything's booting on up. Give me another moment to check, activate my live chat windows. Excuse me. And looks like everything's online there. Disable preview to save some resources. I did find a couple replays to work with. Let's start using from the same player, so perhaps do this one, then that one, then that one. And let's see how well this goes. I always forget as well, just like in Age of Empires 3, you have to fix this part. Greetings everyone, and Great here for another Age of Empires, or Age Mythology replay. Spawn on the top right side, or really just right side, as the blue Odin. We got Skinner. Wait, Skinnier? Is that like a Norse version of Skinner from The Simpsons? Yeah, probably not. I'm probably overthinking it. Spawn bottom left side as the red Zeus. We got Jack with a lowercase c. Of course, the early eco phase, not much to see right now, but red is taking time to aggro the Aurochs towards the town center. Very nice. Same, this should give him some good amount of food. He doesn't have to acquire, well, any sort of drop-off resource at the moment. Though a couple of storehouses going on up. This one may be adequate for that wood there, but I understand trying to build one even closer. But when it comes to relics on the map, let's see now. We've got the Thunderclaw Shawl, increases the pierce armor of human soldiers. We got a Pelt of Argus, gives unit line of sight. That's not super useful. It's situational. It can be quite nice, but it's not really something you should seek after. Ring of Nibelung, give access to a nice little coin trickle, effectively one villager for cold. And over here got the Tusk of Dang Kang. A pair of pigs will periodically summon your temple. And if I remember correctly as well, those pigs are infinitely spawning. Not like the relic lions, we have to take, you don't get another pair until the previous pair dies. Those pigs are just infinite, like in Age of Empires 4 Mongol pasture. Oh, look at this as well. Red is being hyper aggressive to clean up the caribou up here. Skipping this deposit there does leave one rotten. But this also is a bit of delay. I can understand this if the player has queued up the age up, so it doesn't delay the age up. But that was a significant delay at the age up. Temple almost is now built. We do have now Freyja being researched. Zeus is going for Jason. Can go for Athena or Hermes. You get cavalry upgrades, or you get hoplite and pierce armor. We also got a pair of Herseers now in the field. And late age up, and Zeus is aging up to Athena. You got Olympian Parentage, giving your heroes additional hit points and make them train faster. Valkyrie to the field, a very fine hunt has been summoned. And Rez now obtained the caribou. Valkyrie, of course, can't get some damage on these. Oh. I always forget the fact that Zeus can just say, yep, another first unit. It's no longer existing. So, Zeus doesn't have to worry about any Valkyrie raids. He immediately stops all momentum that Blue had. Of course, Freyja does also give access to Forest Fire, which is a really, really bad god power. Here's how I mentioned before in previous replays. This is how I would balance a Forest Fire. You target a location, it summons a pile of fire, a pool of fire. but also can chain reaction with some nearby force there. But it hopefully can leave a bit of a dot on the ground, something small, maybe like something about this big with a square. Something a little bit more usable. I don't know. Forest Fire is like one of the worst god powers in the entire game, in my opinion. Archer range, military, and double military categories now being deployed in the field. Iron for batted Toxates and Hoplites. In general, Toxates is going to be a good choice versus the Norse, assuming your opponent is not going for cavalry. Because the throwing axemen are classified as infantry, so they receive bonus damage from the archers. And they don't send any bonus damage towards the Toxate archers. Or even Peltas. Do now have some raiding cavalry now being deployed in the field. Hoplites are more or less... They're a very powerful generalist infantry unit there. He already has some medium hoplites. Their multiplier versus cavalry is not great. They just have really good base damage and good overall stats. They're just a powerful generalist infantry unit. With some anti-cavalry. When did they get the bonus damage versus buildings? I don't remember that. I guess made them in recent balance patch to add a bit of anti-structure damage. Just medium. I don't remember them having that. They must have made melee infantry a bit more effective for structures in a recent balance patch, and I missed it, of course. And looks like Zeus has queued up a whole bunch of research, including research for the next age. Of course, can't afford it at the moment. Got multiple hoplites in the field. That would be a generally very good unit here. Perseers have a damage of 7.3 and 143 health with 20% hack armor. The medium hoplites in comparison have 127 health, 40 hack armor, and the same damage but a much higher attack speed. I always view Herseers as a little bit of a trap unit when it comes to combat. I understand they're very useful for favor generation, but I think some people over-rely on Herseers. But an early small force does give you some decent passive favor generation. Applied upgrades, just Thunderclaw Shawl. Or that's not necessarily an upgrade. And I was not paying close attention here. My apologies. We've got now these hoplites already in the line. Northern Minotaur gets a nice bowl charge there. Nice restoration there. Heals up Hercules quite significantly. Not fully, but he did receive the full duration. Toxates do push forward there. Northern Minotaur is at full health at the moment. Hercules has gone down. I'm not sure Jason maybe at the moment. There's Jason. Blue's not to point out any myth units, and we have a very good force of throwing axemans. Red does not have enough Toxates. We got some old Sarks now being deployed in the field, as well as more throwing axemen. But no medium infantry just yet as well. So that would help out everything except for the raiding cavalry for blue. Some of these Toxates are getting hit by the raiding cavalry. Throwing hoplites now rotating on in. Throwing axemen do have a decent DPS against the infantry, 12. Medium Toxates being focused on by the raiding cavalry. Good micro there by blue. And we've got some health regen being activated there. Alright, starting to fall back there. One raiding cavalry remaining. Good number of throwing axemen. Red should be able to turn around and win this fight, but decides not to take it. Oh, Forest Fire gets a decent hit there. Can't say if that was the best deployment of it, but really hard to make that thing's useful. Let's see. I do see an occasional health regen there. That's probably the Odin passive there. Don't know the exact amount of the health regen. It's just slow. It's meant to... Oh, wait. You can highlight and see the health regen there. 0.04 per second. That's not bad. I'm assuming if I were to highlight like this, yeah. Okay, that's something new. I did not realize you can highlight the health there to see the health regen. That is good to know. Very slow. It's meant to help with subsequent fights. Probably best as a defensive tool, so your defensive units can engage and then follow up with another engagement and basically at full health, but that slow health regen is still not great. We do now have another Hercules, more Toxays, more villagers, of course, and it looks like the copper upgrades have been completed. He should have skipped the copper shields. The only thing he has to protect himself from that is the town center. Not even watchtowers at the moment. We do now have the Caesarmuni. Increase the hero's hit points by 10%. Also enables the Goaty early. Goaty's the ranged hero, which is not too important right now. Looks like Blue's force is nearly fully healed, just the raiding cavalry, who's slightly singed. Let's push forward. He needs to micro those Toxays to engage the throwing Axemans. There goes the Raven. Is the Raven classified as a myth unit? Well, looks like Blue's doing a good job with his engagement. He's doing a good job. Blue's doing a good job microing the throwing Axe to engage the hoplites. Hoplites getting some damage here. Red could eye for the stables there and get some hits, help you with the throwing Axemans. Another Herseer there. Jason and Hercules are going down. Looks like he's tasking the hoplites engage the civilians. More hoplites and more Toxays advancing. Number of dwarves are quite wounded there, so a couple of them could go down here. Dwarves are firing. Don't know how many civilians went down for Blue. Maybe just one at most. Overall, Red did get beaten back. You now have the Aegis Shield being resourced, increasing Pierce armor once again. He is fighting against Norse. He's not fighting against Pierce attacks. He should not, which is probably one reason why y'all probably should not go for Athena in Age 2 against the Norse, because you only get the Sarasi and the Restoration. Northern Minotaur is pretty nice, but Herseers are pretty common for the Norse, so not so much. In other words, I think Red can do a bit better. Blue's overall doing a good job. Freyja does offer quite a bit of hero benefits to go along with Odin's heroes benefits as well. And plus you got the Thunderclaw Shawl there, increasing Pierce armor for everything and hero as well. It's just a bit more generous. You now have these gatherers getting hit by these hoplites. He could try to stay in the fight. I think there's a decent amount of losses there. Red's doing a good job of raiding the villagers. Not necessarily the job of hoplites, but they're doing the job quite well. More raiding cavalry, more throwing Axemans not being deployed in the field. I heard engagement over here. It looks like I got a couple more Valkyries deployed in the field. But it looks like some of them started going down here. Valkyries have no upgrade at the moment. My apologies if you hear my drink open up. We do have Blue falling back to all the gatherers and miners. Hoplites gain some damage on these dwarves. And good backline throwing Axemans. I'm assuming the Odin villagers don't get health regen as well. Doesn't look like it. Do I have to no, I don't have to switch over. I was already Zeus. I'm doing the other views. So yet the villagers don't get affected by the health regen, making so they're much more vulnerable to subsequent raids and the defensive force there. Blue right now has a military force of 90 on the field versus 45, so a significant advantage for Blue. I mentioned much higher quality. It does have medium infantry as well, which does improve the Herseers. Actually, it doesn't appear to be. Pretty sure they are, but maybe not. Restoration now deployed in the field. We got some Erdmen deployed in the field. The Norse Spearmen. I guess he assumed the clones can go for cavalry by now, but that's simply not the case. Restoration has subsided. Blue did stall it out. Valkyrie's getting hit there. This wounded Valkyrie could save back, help heal up these forces. And looks like Red's getting forced back once again. Blue can either continue pushing forward or fall back and heal on up. Pushing forward is actually does have good benefits right now. Red doesn't have too many forces in the field to defend with. Notice that the Valkyrie is being hit apart pretty horribly. And Blue Rangers fall back, get healed on up. The Valkyries could take down and heal up the villagers as well.
Yo!
Villagers heading over here. Or no, force heading over here to the villagers. We got a massive stockpile of Perseers. No blacksmith upgrades right now, so the hoplites still should be superior. And he does have copper weapon upgrades though, going for bronze breastplates and copper shields. No, not bronze breastplates, copper breastplates. We do now have another age up queued on up for Zeus, Dionysus. He's going to Hail Hydra, get access to an upgrade to improve all human soldier hit points, and I forget what the other stuff was. Does get bronze. Some distance structures aren't going down, top save straightforward. Top stays a little bit surrounded. Only a couple raiding cavalry and a Valkyrie can engage these top stays. It looks like Blue will collapse onto the top stays and get a bit of surround going. He also has some herdmen now up on the field. Valkyries, raiding cavalry, Perseers, and throwing X on the queue. Dionysus is almost complete. He may need to pop bronze pretty quickly. And I'll definitely get the Hydra up and going as well. We do have now the Despot, giving Valkyrie increased melee damage and faster healing capability. Another Ford Longhouse here. Hydra now pulling the field. Zeus has 94 favor. Maybe we're going to go for more Hydras. And again, he's fighting against a good number of Perseers. And Odin has 187 favor at the moment, so a significant amount to say the least. Building some more infrastructure now, such as the market and the longhouse. Aging up to Scotty to give access to the Frost Giant and to the Frost ability. Valkyrie's getting hit by the Townsend of Fire.
Tilbúin. Skipan.
Shield Maiden Valkyries have 21 damage. Of course, got chasing here the anti-myth unit hero. And of course, it does automatically receive age up benefits. So you will quickly take out these ladies.
Yow.
Red has decent force up here. Got the Hydra getting ripped apart there. Didn't stand a chance. Blue's now pushing forward once again, getting some good hits on all these forces. Does age up there, got restoration and bronze there, and his opponent's going to counter with bronze or with frost. He will deny both those god powers, not necessarily the restoration, but will deny the bronze. He can start pushing towards opponent's base. Not too much there as well, so Blue can simply rally reinforcements there. Blue has a massive stockpile of units being cast, queued on up. Goaties, Herseers, raiding cavalry, throwing Axemans, and a Valkyrie at Pop Cap the moment. Going for the Winter Harvest and survival equipment and shaft mines to shaft his opponent. Got some walls being established there. Bronze has subsided. And Red is back in the game now, as Angrade saying, "Keep watching," and on to next replay. Something I want to grab before I get started. I want to get a little bit more caffeine to me, so please give me a moment so I can grab a drink. My apologies, I am back. I have a handful of replays. Greetings everyone, and great here. Another age. Wait. Is this a game versus AI? No thanks. Plus 25%, what does that mean? But yeah, with that chat there, it looks like it's actually game versus AI, so somebody queued that, posted that. So that's gonna be a no-go replay for me. I do not cast replays versus AI. Greetings everyone, and Great here with another Age Mythology replay. So on the bottom side is the blue Oranos, we got Skinner, or Skinnier. On the north side is the red Zeus, we got Jack. When it comes to relics on the map, you have the Tail of Cerberus to give access to faster Mythian special ability, faster to charge. The Titan's Trevor, which is pretty nice, make your age up cheaper. We got the Trojan Gate Hinge, make your walls a little bit more effective, or a decent amount more effective. And Tusk of the Iron Boar, which makes your cavalry 10% more healthy, which is actually quite nice. That scout is scouting at the Oracle. He may need to heroic fight him in order to save him. Take a bit of damage there, or quite significant amount of damage, to say the least. Oranos, of course, can age up to Oceanus or Promethean. Promethean is, of course, for citizen heroes, gathering raid, or Prometheans, and promotions. So Prometheans is the hero's minor god. But Oceanus does give access to reduced cost for promotions as well. It's a good kind of arc. Fanatic and Marmellos get damage and a bit of bleed. And a couple pelters to counter cavalry's speed. Make them incredibly fast. I think their speed comes up like absurd. The heroic ones get like 5.8, something really ridiculous. Zeus can of course age up to either... there we go. Either age up to Athena to give access to Hoplite and Pierce Armor. And of course we got Hermes for cavalry capabilities. Ceasefire can be quite nice, as well as Restoration. Oceanus does provide the, the Carnivore, which is very nice, a very powerful static defense, or static summoned offense. And Promethean does offer the Valor God Power, which gives you free promotions at a pretty cheap favor rate as well. First promotion's free, second promotion costs like 1/3, second costs like 2, and so on and so forth. Oceanus being researched, get access to Bite of the Shark and weightless maces. I've seen a lot of Oranos play involving weightless maces of all things. Like the heroic frontline heroics make them cheaper, and with the total speed of those guys is just absurd. We do now have Athena now being deployed in the field by Zeus to give access to, of course, some hoplite tech, Pierce armor, Minotaurs, and restoration. Marmelo's now deployed in the field. There's Norm the Minotaur, Archery Range Stable, Military Academy, and Military Academy. Lots of stuff there. We do now have the Bite of the Shark. Give access to Marmelos and Fanatics with a bit of bleed damage. I do not put much faith in the bleed damage. Of course, Sky Patches only cost a bit of favor. Oh, they get nerfed. Now they cost 25 wood. Either way, they're pretty cheap now from Gold Edition. Marmelo's trying to hit Jason there. There is, of course, Norm the Minotaur. Nice bold charge there, knocks him back. Does save the citizen. Oracle does get inside, and so does Marmelos. May lose the Sky Passage. Of course, we should have the Caladria somewhere. Blue may have its scouting around. There it is. As she's taking some hits there. Frontline Heroics now being researched. Does cost 15 favor, but does reduce the food and gold cost. Food and gold cost, but does not reduce the wood costs. And Argus archers still acquire wood, right? Infantry heroes, not ranged soldiers. Infantry, melee infantry, got it. Do you have some Hippos now on the field? And more Toxtate archers.
Έτοιμος.
Good number of hoplites will spot the zebras.
Λέγε.
And do you have number of heroic Marmelos being summoned? Number is, of course, 2. And now do you also have the medium cavalry research for Zeus. So the weightless maces and catapultus may be a good idea. Don't know if we have a counter barracks in the field. Counter barracks now deployed on the field. Another Caladria being deployed on out as well. That scout has taken some damage. Of course, the bleed effect is actually really not good. Yeah, I put no value in the bleed effects, poison effects. It does like maybe 1, maybe 2 damage over time for one slice. It's really not good.
Έτοιμος.
Medium hoplites now advancing over here. Does withdraw the citizens. And now the Oracle.
Πρόσταγμα.
The citizens will withdraw, and looks like Red didn't realize he walked past by everything. So that Sky Passage will go down. One has 500 health, so it's not exactly durable. And it looks like Blue's gonna obtain some goats now. Oh, I saw some sort of research there. Let's see, it was this research here. Increases or also increase all infantry speed. And let's see, how fast does heroic Marmelos get to? 5.3, which is pretty good. Caladrias only move at 5. Make sure the Caladria is not in the same formation of the heroic ones, but they can stay in formation of the regular Marmelos. Big line of research here. Of course, the weightless maces can still be researched. Here it is. It improves the Copperpeltis and the heroic speed by 10%. It also affects their damage. And the heroic effect does stack with the regular effect, so effectively getting plus 20%. They become super fast, and a little bit extra damage makes it a bit more effective as a generalist unit as well.
Πρόσταγμα.
Hoplites push forward, 14 of them. There is a superior number of Mermellos here of 20. Galadriel gets some snares here, and the Mermellos are just, or the Hoplites are running around. Shockwave somewhere. I don't know where that shockwave actually got casted.
Έτοιμος.
And it looks like Red decides to do a general move order with these Toxays as well.
Πρόσταγμα. Λέγε.
Logic getting some nice healing there. Carnivore to the forward and flank. Norm the Minotaur engaging. Bolts the Carnivore. The Carnivore is actually quite decent combatant. New now restoration there. Red is just trying to back on off a little bit. Rotates back on in before the duration was completed, which allows him to make sure it gets connected with all of his units. Got a Cherry Blitz went down there, the counter infantry unit. Galadriel does fall back, trying to avoid Jason. Also, this fight is, it looks like slowly going in favor of Red. These citizens need to fall back there. More Mermellos coming over here. Got good number of Mermellos in the field, so Hoplites hit this in top space. Citizens quick go on down there. Cherry Blitz are firing away. Gotta engage that Hippus there. Hippus does go down, but the Cherry Blitz goes down as well. We've got another Cherry Blitz back here. Blue needs to take time to regroup his forces, maybe upgrade the watchtowers. Red's now getting snared a little bit there. Do now have a terminal point field, the counter range unit there. It's not too many range units. More Termas, more Mermellos being pulled up by Blue. Sky patches here. Only one villager or citizen nearby. These forces push forward. Gains a decent amount of damage done. Another Carnivore point view. Nice shockwave there. Don't know if weightless maces have been researched, but right now you can see the medium Copperpeltis is moving at 5. Same move speed as the Mermellos, so they do of course have the same base move speed as Mermellos, but they can of course get even faster with the weightless maces research. Of course, they're not exactly a generalist unit there. 6.6, so a slow attack speed. Let's just call it a nice even 5.5. Of course, Mermellos has much greater than that at 10.1. Hip is trying to focus down these ballistas, which is actually a good idea. Good micro there by Red. Guys bringing some more hoplites there. Looks like Blue's front line's having trouble staying alive, as well as his back line with the Hippus. Does manage to take all the Hippus there. All the cherry bullets have gone down. Good number of terminals in the field, but not too many toxics for on the field from counter. Do now the medium range soldiers now being researched. A good number of heroic Mellows and as well as a heroic Terma. Probably an adequate number of Colodges, but I'll get enough to go for any more. Medium range soldiers now being researched by Blue.
Ετοίμος.
We do have, of course, Sunray being researched, or queued on up. It's the Apollo research queued on up. But of course, he doesn't have Apollo research at the moment, so I'm not sure how he queued up the Sunray. I've seen that occasionally in these replays where a player queued up the research here. I always wonder if it actually does finish research, it becomes capable. Just have need to use the age on up, see if it's possible. If he can research, of course, that would be a major exploit. But we got Thea, which is the age up for Oranos, his age 3. Give access to Dryad, Symphiline Bird, and the Herspades tree.
Πρόσταγμα.
Citizens may go down to the Hippus.
Πρόσταγμα.
Like some of these villagers got found by the Mermellos. Over here we do have now these Hippus push right forward. And everything's falling back there to engage these Hippus. That's a bit of a problem. Blue right now getting a little bit overwhelmed. He's lacking anti-cavalry in general. And there's a couple of the catapults. Another restoration summoned by Zeus. Citizens trying to go down over there. Does man skip away? Another carnivore now blowing the field. Does eat one of those nearby units. And the carnivore gets destroyed by Hercules and Jason. Quadras being shot down by the heroes as well. They want all Quadras now down for the count. Hippus heading over here to those citizens. There's the age up for Oranos. Herspades tree is taking some damage there. May seems some war dryads being summoned. They do only cost wood. Counter does go down. And Red's overall making a pretty good headway. Citizens going down. Civilian Bird being shot down by some Toxface.
Έτοιμος.
More dryads being summoned. And we do have now blue back to the game. This Android saying thank you for watching, and on to next replay. So that's all the replays I had stored on to find some live games. Try eye for a handful of them. Oh, this guy's pretty well rated, but 8 minutes, not too long. That's pretty highly ranked, so let's do that one. This is 13 minutes. Anything? This one's also being viewed. If there's already somebody viewing it, I tried to look it out, see if it's any good rankings. Anything that just looks like... No, let's just do this one. Try for a decent length of replays, but that's not always possible sometimes. Greetings everyone, and Great here with another Age of Mythology replay. So on the bottom right side as the blue set, we have I Like Blue Guts. So on the top left side as the red Freyr, we got Nacho Mac. When it comes to relics on the map, got the Feathers of Bifang. This makes your human soldiers do additional damage versus structures. Head of Orifice, line of sight for buildings, which is okay. Tusk of the Iron Boar, increased cavalry hit point by 10%, which is quite significant. And Eye of Orlu, which is plus 5% damage for counter infantry units, such as throwing axemen or axemen. So pick your poison. Do you want the axe wielding infantry unit or the axe wielding infantry unit? When it comes to possible age ups, Set can either go for Anubis or go for Thoth. Anubis does give you access to Jackal, give you also more favor for the monuments. The Nubai upgrade, or Spearman gets the really, really bad poison damage upgrade. This thing is horrible. Don't really go for it. I put no faith in any poison damage in general. Or you got Thoth, which gives you a very powerful shifting sand god power. Makes your farms cheaper and build faster. More damage for Axeman. Against the Norse, this could be pretty nice. Spearman makes them more resilient to pierce armor, which is not important versus Norse. Halo Trump gives a bit of divine damage to your slingers. Over here, we of course have Freyja and Uller. Freyja does give access to the cavalry speed and hit points, which is nice, which could compound nice with that relic there, as well as hero hit points, as well as with maybe your Goatee early. Of course, you got the Valkyries, a very good myth unit, or the horrible god power, Forest Fire. Where you get the very powerful god power, Asgard and Bastion, the Draugr, a okay myth unit. I haven't seen them fantastic, just okay. Draugr upgrade. This one increases speed of your Erdman, your throwing axemen, and your Ozarks, and enables and allows them to short speed after when idle. Or makes your Asgard and Bastion more spammable, or you get early battering rams. For god upgrades, both of them are a little on the weaker side, but I do think Olor. Oops, I have not been paying attention over here. My apologies. Just snakes. Snakes do a lot horrible damage versus infantry unit there, so I'm not sure why he actually used the snakes over here.
Yo!
My apologies, I was not paying attention to that. They have a 90% less damage versus Velvers. Maybe there's some annoying scouting there, just trying to be annoying. The disruption. The Nubite is up north, so we've got multiple Nubites there. And a dead monkey. The baboon was set, actually. We have spearmen to be upon the field. Just don't go with the poison spear. I really think that upgrade is horrible. It gives you like 1 damage, maybe 2 damage over its duration of like 6 seconds. It's really not good. spearmen running around with the Nubites. They do move at 5.3, which is pretty fast. And Nubites move at 5, so they're actually faster than the dogmen. Granted, the Nubites can jump. Looks like they missed their jump attack there. Gatherer does go down there. That's very nice. Nice little village. Oh wait, are they stuck? Oh, yep. There's a manual target there. Looks like they actually jumped into an area where they couldn't path out of because of the stumps. Oops. That may be one reason why they missed. They shouldn't be there. Got a good number of Nubites still in the field. Nubites are 15 favor. That's a little bit expensive, honestly. Joggers in comparison are 14 favor. 225 wood is expensive, but the Nubites only 100 food, so they're heavy in favor but cheap in food, which is interesting. Not sure how to make of that. Like 100 food is really cheap for a myth unit, but 15 favor is a little bit expensive for what they do. So that's interesting. You try to get more favor generation. You get your favor generation a little bit nicer, and in exchange for you get a cheaper myth unit to pull in the field. I suppose that just makes them okay. They're definitely a very mobile melee infantry unit. They offer good DPS as well, 16.5. They have decent health, hack armor. They have good stats. In comparison to Draugr, has 7 normal attack speed, of course range attack, and does have piercing projectiles. And they have a lot less armor, but decent amount of health along with them. We do have Skemet being researched. Give access to the Scarab and to the Citadel. Additionally, gets access to Bone Bow, which increases the range of chariot archers by 2, if I remember correctly. May also increase the damage. Force of the Wind was, I'm not sure what that is. And Slinger upgrade. Can't remember what all that does. So Set may be eyeing for chariot archers. He is fighting against the Norse, who more relies on infantry, so they get the bonus damage done. And Spearmen, of all things, do move faster than chariot archers. So Spearmen and chariot archers are a nice complementary force. Nice merge right there. Very nice. I know it's a merge hop garrison command. I'm not sure what to call it. Unites take a bit of damage there. Slowly being whittled down by all the defensive structures. Doors here, digging away. He may just jump on top of the doors. Get a bit of damage there. That time they actually connect with their jump. You know, the Serpent Spear. I really don't like that. Upgrade. And Skemet is almost completed, so he can employ a Citadel, so Commander Shepherd has a very good store there. Good number of throwing axemen being pulled up by Red, Asgardian Bastion to pull in the field. And we do have Ager being queued on up. Give access to the Rock Giant. One of the best Age 3 myth units I'd say in the game. Then again, I think they have been massively nerfed since their first debut, of course. But they were a very good myth. Whoops, I hit my microphone there. They were a very good myth unit when they first got released. A little bit on the overpowered side, honestly. A massive AoE taunt is a little bit overdoing it. We do have the reusable Vision God Power research for reusing, sets Vision's favor cost down to 0. A nice spammable God Power, get a bit of clairvoyancy. Is that what the upgrade's called? I forget. Can't right click on the Vision, see what affects it. Bone Bow queued on up. It does add 2 range and line of sight to the Chariot Archers. No extra damage. You also got Chariot Archers being queued on up. Agers being researched. He does bring in the Crocodiles a set. And Giraffes could stay behind, filled with 300 delicious food. I really do believe most of Set's free animals are actually a food, an economic benefit, rather than a combat benefit. almost every situation, like these crocodiles. 70 health, 9 damage, horrible attack speed, and contains 187 food. These are just really, really weak. Not really worth it, but you can eat them. 187 food. The giraffes are definitely meant to be eaten with 300 delicious food in there. Blue attempt to get the town together, and I think it got destroyed actually. Agers and all been researched. Oh, again. Or see a lot consumed there. It does give refunds. Here comes the Tempest. He has to put the Citadel. Scarab has become very cold. Trade Archer is firing away. With the extra range makes them easier to use. Huh. Oh, that one had a slow attack speed because of the frost effect. The Scarab stays alive. I do have some various research being, well, researched by Red. Blue is eyeing for a siege tower. Spearmans, another chariot archers. Another bit of clairvoyancy, spots a whole lot of nothing. Is that a good or bad thing? Scarab definitely needs some heals. And could take time to build the obelisk to torment his opponent. There's the rock giant. And now we do have the Force of the West Wind. That's the other mythological research. Can research catapult an age earlier. Very nice. Imbues your scarabs and siege weapons with the destruction power of the winds. So not only get your catapult an age early, you also get plus 20% damage on all siege weapons and on all myth unit siege damage, such as the scarabs. That's quite nice. I actually more, when it comes to range, when it comes to siege weapons, I'm more biased towards ranged siege weapons, such as the catapult, and that being available in age earlier is very nice. Not to mention, another range unit is the chariot archer, so got a lot of range. The other one was the Sling of the Sun. Adds a little bit of bonus damage to regular infantry, making them a bit more generalist. You can get some pretty nice slingers, a bit of divine damage, a bit of infantry damage. Against the Norse, slingers can be upgraded quite nicely. Norse tend to go a little bit heavy in throwing axemen. They're an excellent anti-infantry unit, but slingers will of course counter them, and not to mention also counter them with the bonus for anti-infantry damage if he wouldn't have gone for not a Nubite, but the other god fought. I generally find Fought better than Nubis, honestly. Though now realizing the fact that Nubites do have very little food cost does increase my opinion of them. Another Vision God power. But another thing that's nice about the other god, minor god, Fought, gives you Shifting Sands, and that's a very good god power, and a very, very flexible one. Retreat, attack, or teleport villagers. Oh, that's quite useful. Catapult, catapulting. You now have the Granite Maw, enables melee attack action, regains hit points. Got it. And also increase the damage of all types by 20%. Of the four Norse giants, you of course got the Frost Giant, the Crowd Control, the Nun Giant, the Anti-Structure, the Granite Giant, the Rock Giant, the Tank, and of course you got the Fire Giant, the DPS. Not very good DPS, so now there's only missing a Healing Giant. Big engagement here, got Huskars here to counter the Chariot Archers, but they're having trouble with the Spearmans. Comes with a bit of a flank there. Scarab does explode. The Scarlet's pushing forward. Got a priest here. Does smite the rest of that rock giant. And now chariot archers being pursued by the, or throwing axes being pursued by the chariot archers. Looks like blue needs a bit more front line. He's going for some Axemans. Axeman's probably be a better option at this moment in time.
Jou.
Since either Spearman and Axemans both get countered by throwing Axemans. Might as well go for Axemans since opponent's going for infantry-based play. Let's see... Light upgrades... Somehow the barracks get affected by copper weapons. Okay. Nope, looks like blue's push right forward. Burgersary, now researched, of course. I'm just gonna call them granite giants.
Tilbúin.
Big Food's Viga Gulmsson does get stays alive there. Catapult does take out some housing there. Bit of a homewrecker he is. Heavy Spearman and Medium Axeman push forward. Actually, is that even Medium Axeman? Yes, they are. Bronze upgrades and copper upgrades for red. We do now have some priests to go forward. Chargers do a nice little flank there. Priests didn't take too much damage there. Spearman and Axeman push forward. Let's going for more Axemans. Right now, blue only has one town center, has not rebuilt or obtained another town center. Red only has one town center as well. Quite a bit of villagers up here. I count 41. So this is 80% of Red's villagers right here.
Skipan?
52 minus 5. 47 out of 53. That's basically 90% of his villagers right there. With his other bit right around here. So if Red loses this area, he's basically done for. Blue's now advancing with a good number of chariot archers. We do now have Vidar being researched. Give access to the Inferno upgrade, or God Power, as well as give him access to a number of research. Prosagis or Greasy are pretty slow. They're stone giants, granite giants. And good no chariot archers here is able to play around with them. Axemans can't really keep up as well, and they're greatly outranged. Not to mention they don't counter chariot archers. Huskarls do have 5 movement range, same movement range speed as heavy chariot archers. So great micro here by blue. You may want to go for the Burning Pitch upgrade if possible to help back some buildings while at it. Do now the Yaldir. Nice little push forward right there. Huskarls have the same movement speed as Ulfsarks, which just means same speed as the chariot archers. Vidar's almost complete, and he may use his Inferno to explode the army. A bit of help for Jen there. I think it's being projected by the fortress. Yep, got the food generation there. More catapults being pulled up by blue. He does have a secondary town center in the field. Red only has the one. Vidar is now researched. And I have a feeling we're going to see the Inferno. Oops, I clicked on the mini map. I feel we're going to see the Inferno relatively soon. Chariot archers way too close. Here comes Inferno. It's gonna be nasty. Does dodge with his chariot archers there, but still got the Vidar. The Pharaoh should turn around and start engaging the Vidar. Massive AoE damage on these guys here. The Fafnir does not have AoE damage. Looks like these guys got hit by something at least. Fafnir destroyed the Migul stronghold. Not in favor for pretty much anything. He, of course, can get a maxed out Gilbert Bersetti, but maybe H5 makes it a little better. Not so sure. Grand Giant does get a bit of a taunt there. Priest firing away. Don't know if there's any Pharaoh chance to keep on out there. Fafnir taking quite a bit of damage here. Fafnir goes down, donating his gold to his opponent.
Yow.
As very bash deployed in the field, got more longhouses here. Another vision deployed in the field. Ballista being researched. And we've got quite a bit of research stockpiled by Freyr, but needs a lot more food. He has no food income pretty much at the moment. He has plenty of food, gold and wood stored enough, just needs a lot more food. He does have some trickle sources from his Asgard bastions and from his town center, but not enough. Seeing the sun now being researched. Berserks, Ballista, and Huskarls being deployed in the field. Oh, the catapult got directed there and one-shots it. Didn't realize the catapult one-shot siege weapons. 300 siege damage plus 40 base damage. Hopefully there's another Ballista I can pull on the field. Take a look at that. How much siege armor does a Ballista have? 70%? That effectively means he takes about 9 damage from the crush damage of that catapult. So it does get one-shotted by the catapult. That's quite interesting. And since it only has 85 health, 90 crush damage will kill it. That is quite interesting. Oh, he had something in the face. Catapult would like to go down here. Got a number of Migul strongholds to get some good damage. Big wave axe and chariot archers being point of view. We now have the watchtower research. Big old stronghold taking some damage there. And we do have now Horus being researched. Back to the Avengers and the Tornado or Twister. Now the Silent Resolve being researched, as well as Twilight of the Gods. A couple of those dwarves. Red's trying to go to another town center. Gillen Bersetti gets popped out. Age 4 Gillen Bersetti is quite effective. These forces push forward, takes on the wounded Migul stronghold. Gillen Bersetti starts being slow as far away gets from town center. Horror is now being researched. All Sarks won't do much versus chariot archers. The Huskarls can. Good number of priests on the front line though. While they are ranged units, they are not ranged soldiers, so Huskarls will not gain bonus damage versus them. Gillen Bersetti is classified as Divine Hero, so shouldn't receive any bonus damage from the priests. Gillen Bersetti has gone down. monument to the soldiers, or was it the pharaohs went down there? Or was it the priests? It goes villagers, soldiers, priests, pharaohs, and gods, right? I can't remember. That's a lot of priests there for health regen. Horus Heresy has been obtained. The tornado could be brought in right there. Bless is firing away. King's good damage from the nuclear stronghold. And no mason anything of that sort, looks like. You now have the Fear of the Fallen. Of course, got some more animals here. We got hippopotamus set, which are delicious food. And not to mention some rhinoceros set, which also contains a delicious amount of food in there. Avenger spins to win. Takes out all three of them there. Twister spins them. Park everything. Took out a good chunk of those forces. Massive health regen there from the town center. That force needs to find a nickel stronghold to stay next to it. Counter does go down to Twister. Just be careful about something on top of water. You may get a pool of sharks and become the infamous Sharknado. That should really be a god power. One of the cheap god powers. It'll tend to go to time or Bok Boom. All those Mooniers are quickly being ripped apart there. But they're Huskarls, so they do good damage versus Chariot Archers. More Chariot Archers push way forward. Another Fafnir now deployed in the field. And Burning Kitchen up being researched by Blue, since he has a, of course, just Chariot Archer army. The priests are actually being a decent tank there. The Adventurer spinning to win. And the Town Center does get interrupted once again. The Adventurer has gone down. Fafnir getting smited quite a bit there. Blue does have a decent amount of favor here. He could actually eye out for another Citadel.
Skipan. Tilbúin. Já.
Catapult destroys the Town Center, no problem. Another mission god power there. And here's the thing as well, the Rock Giant has only 40% crush armor, making so that these guys would do like about 180 damage per strike against the Rock Giants. I just realized the catapults here are actually decent anti-myth units. Assuming the target stays, is standing still. Fafnir has 80% crush armor, so he won't be destroyed by crush attacks as easily. But against the Rock Giants, the battering rams or the catapults may do a little bit better. Takes out the unit there. But this Chain Berserk with 1 health remaining may take out the Mingle Stronghold. No boiling oil has been researched. Losing some civilians over here for red. Both players are down to 50 civilians. And the Miggle Stronghold does get finished off by the Berserk, who has 1 health remaining. These watchtowers quickly going on down. Miggle Stronghold getting repaired on up. Over here we've got a round of Ulfzarks push way forward. Ofnir taking some severe damage there, being smited by the priest. Quickly gets killed there. And red has resigned. This anger is saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. Before I get started on the next replay, I do need to use the restroom. Please give me a moment. My apologies, I am back. Let's see now. No clan tag there, but that game's too short. Got an observer here. And not highly ranked. Let's see now. Anyone else here I would recognize? That name sounds familiar, but not highly ranked. Anything I see here? Nope. Oh, we'll just start going from the bottom, see what there is. Avoid the Xbox stuff. Nope. Nope. I gotta find a better way to search through people. Nope. We have a Dalek here, but not high enough. Here we go, Squantos. This should be adequate. Oh, it's even gray. And the better Gaia picture. Greetings everyone, and Great here with another Age Mythology replay. Spawn on top side as the blue Gaia got Squanto. Was that the name of one of the Indians, one of the American Indians in Disney film? Can't remember. Spawn bottom left side as the gray Hades, we got Nilo. When it comes to the relics on the map, we do have the Pandora's Box. I highly recommend you open it. Makes your myth use cost less favor. Very fun indeed. Got Wu Hao's Bow of Hung Dai. Increase. It gives your range soldiers a bit of a snare effect, which is quite nice. Black Lotus. Villagers gather farms 10% quicker, which is very nice, but not immediately useful. And Foss Scepter makes your farms cost 25% less. That's actually pretty good for the Atlanteans, but it's not bad for the Greeks either. Relics are not massively powerful. The snare effect is quite nice. Pandora's Box can be very good. Let's wait and see how it goes. Gaia's Force has been summoned there. Rhinoceros being aggravated.
Bullreg.
Oracle does spot the town center.
Skopos.
Of course, Gaia has a couple research options or age-up options like any other player. Oceanus or Leto, you get access to the weightless mix for your counter cavalry, which is against haste, maybe not so much. Bite of the Shark, more melons and fanatic damage, plus 5%. I have no value in the bleed effect. And frontline heroics make your heroic fighting, your melee infantry cheaper. I'm always more impartial towards Leto, though Carnivore and Caladria is the better part of Oceanus in my opinion. Spider's Lair is a pretty nice god power, as was the Tom-Toms as well. You get a Tom-Tom upgrade. This one increased the Pierce armor, which should be particularly useful versus Hades. And of course your oracles have increased line of sight, and of course get increased favor when full capacity. I like Leto better than Oceanus, but most players tend to go for Oceanus. And looks like we do have areas researched by Hades, given a number of primary barracks research. Let's see, you got a Oxday upgrade, you got a spear upgrade, which I think adds divine damage to hoplites and podromos. A bow upgrade for Toxates, which I think may add poison as well, can't remember. And the last one, I can't remember entirely. But you got 3 pretty useful upgrades, and not to mention Cyclopses, or Cyclopes, that's the actual proper plural term for Cyclops. And Cyclopes are a pretty good frontline infantry unit there, able to hurl units, as well as have a bit of crush damage, so you got some early siege damage as well for the Cyclopes.
Skopos?
Guys, Force there, Ajax, Stamins Town Center. And Scout as well. And the Caladria is just getting some good healing there. Ajax is going to try to be aggressive, possibly go for the Caladria. Let's just go for the Caladria now. He is carrying the Pandora's box. As they're being built, here comes the Cyclops. In the Oracle, of course, is heroic fight. He is starting to engage the Cyclops there. Cyclops does have siege damage. He is also crippling the Cyclops. Hip is pushing some damage there. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Carnivore eats one of the cavalry as well. Gets the town started built, and he started repairing it. Also, heroic 4 heroic citizens there. Cyclops could not even raid the citizens. The citizens were more likely to slit his throat. So now we've got 2 town centers for Gaia, and probably a good idea to task a villager to continue repairing the town center. Trying to eat some of these kitty cats. They don't contain much food into them. And whenever you hunt for carnivores in real life, make sure you cook the meat close to well done, if not well done, or even overdone. It's generally a bad idea to eat the meat of carnivores because they tend to have a bit more parasites and a bit more dangerous meat to consume. Also, they don't last very long in this game. I also got some giraffes here, which do contain 400 delicious meat each.
Air juice.
Cyclops has taken some damage there. And for those who are watching the replay, whether it be live or in the YouTube video format, my apologies. Whenever I cast Gaia, I don't know why the lush effect always causes my frames to dip. Not sure why. If anybody has an idea which can help me prevent that, please let me know. Gaia is always a performance issue for me. And this game is like single core. You know what's funny? Highlighting this area here provides none, so it may not be necessarily the lush. Something over here causes lag spikes. Something in one of these structures, I'm guessing. It could be just because it's more lush area, I'm not sure. Something causes frame rate issues for me, and I have no idea what causes it. Either way, Hades hit this and push it forward. Does engage the Turmo. Got Ajax, of course, the Cyclops back here. And if you guys have any questions about hardware, my hardware is very good. Graphics cards have 4080, and processor is good. I can't remember what it is off the top of my head. Granted, this is technically a remaster of an old game, which is probably 32-bit, so one processor. If is now taking on the walls there. Armory now trying to be established there. Citizen trying to repair up the walls. And decides to back on off now. You got a decent force here, including the couple peltas. He has got research Oceanus, which could give him faster couple peltas. And nice trap there. Traps him along the shore, gets a lot of good damage there. Only picks up on the hippus though. Good decent amount of damage on the others. The weightless mace upgrade gives him 10% increased movement speed and additional 10% if they're heroified. My apologies if you hear the thunder from my microphone. I looks like I got a bit of a scattered thunder shower. I'm not sure about you all, but this month has been weird. The state I live in, Ohio, has been a constant hot, humid, and basically scattered thunder showers every single week for the past entire month. I don't know what's going on with the weather. A heat wave that hasn't broke, humidity wave hasn't broke, and I've never seen this many scattered thunder showers. At least 3-4 times a week there's a scattered thunder shower around this time of day. But other things, good thing to note as well, Hades is not deployed as Sentinels. I do like people who hold on to Sentinels because it's a good anti-raiding tool. Also remember as well, it's anti-raiding. It's not good versus army. 5 Sentinels it's just basically asking for 5 weak watchtowers. They offer good damage, slow attack speed, low base health. It's meant to protect yourself from raids and nothing more. In fact, the fact that it got buffed where you can now deploy it around fortresses is still actually not a good idea to deploy them around fortresses because you probably should raids to happen around town centers. But that's a bit more of my rant there. We do now the Rhea being researched, give access to the Behemoth, as well as to the Trader God Power. Watchtower is active, and Rhea is now being researched. You got a very good upgrade. I love Orichalcum Mail. Of course, got Rhea's Gift, which I believe gives you a favor rebate on all mythological improvements, and also set all favor cost for mythological improvements down to 0. Very nice. You can go for these mythological researches earlier and then get them rebated, so no need to wait. Let's see what else is there. Horns of Consecration. I can't remember everything else. My apologies. I don't know every single upgrade in the game. My apologies. Marmello stabbing that villager. 1 villager does go down. Of course, Guy does have 2 town centers. Hades has 2 town centers as well. This central one, which is going to have some farms relatively soon. Villager does go down there.
Burek.
Rhea is now fully researched. I do like the Trader God Power. If your opponent is trying to go for a smaller number of elite myth units, just claim them to be yours. And Hades can age up to either Apollo or Aphrodite, both of which are pretty good gods, minor gods in my opinion. I'm having trouble selecting Hades, my apologies. Of course, Apollo gives you access to the Sun Ray, giving you more damage for your ranged units, which is good for Apollo. Temple Healing gives you a source of healing. Allows your... that's just probably that's a ship upgrade. And Oracle is nothing too significant there. Primarily, the big thing about Apollo is the Sun Ray, supplementary healing, and the Manticore is an excellent myth unit, and the Underworld passes another excellent god power. See, no combat just yet. Trying to pull up that again, unless, oh, looks like he is queued up Aphrodite. If I remember correctly as well, you get access to the Argos, not important. Divine Blood, I can't remember what that was. Golden Apples improves your favorite generation, and or Othros is the Enemian line upgrade. Divine Blood, I think that's a hero upgrade. Bubble Spear of Panic gives your Hoplites and Prodromos a bit of divine damage. Aphrodite does also give you the Curse God Powers, which is a great way to nullify a raid or attack wave. That's a lot of behemoths, so it looks like Gaia's going quite heavy in these behemoths. Usually you only see a handful, but that's a significant amount. So, Gaia has siege weapons, living siege weapons.
Λέγε.
And of course now Hades has access to 3 heroes. Ajax, Achilles, and Chiron. There's Nemean Lion. Orichalcum Mail gives your infantry units 15% increased hack armor, gives you another level of effectively blacksmith melee armor. Golden Apples, Divine Blood. Oh, makes your villagers move faster, build faster, and carry more resources. A pretty good upgrade there. Makes your wood collection much better, and makes your what's it called? A lot of good effects there. Trader's Nemean Lion, and here comes a roar. It does go ahead and curse over here, and which actually causes mobility issues for blue. He must push forward, taking out some various structures. Of course, they are living siege weapon. They're meant for siege. Quadras being in there. Some tickets being obtained. Fox stays in a good position behind the howls in there. We got heavy Continaris, so heavy cavalry. Handful of heroic Argus archers. The of course Trader Nemean Line does go down, but the other Nemean Line does also go down. Some sentinels here firing away. Did lose the one that was over here. Gray's Nemean Line still alive. Cyclops goes Continaris. Of course, in Retold, no longer one shot instant kill the unit throws. So Cyclops almost got nerfed from the Gold Edition. Nemean Line gets a pretty good roar there. Toxace flying away quite nicely. More Toxace, more Continaris, and also going for some destroyers to help destroy some structures. All the behemoths go down. I'm not a big fan of behemoths overall. When it comes to Rhea, I think behemoths are a little bit on the weaker side. They're just a living siege weapon, but they always feel like they're pretty squishy. Chiron now being put on fields, more Hippus, Peltas, Toxates. Another reason why Gaia probably should have gone for Leto rather than Oceanus. The increased Pierce armor from Leto would have been very useful right now. Of course, that Argus Archer's firing away against the house. Slowly but surely, he will destroy it. Now, because some Prodromos being thrown in the field, they will have a bit of divine damage to them. Petrobolos now deployed in the field, engaging the palace now. Continaris pushing around the flank. Vermont gets ripped apart there.
Λέγε.
Continaris finds the villager line. This is going to be pretty massive. You got the single sentinel firing away now. Got some Prodromos. Unupgraded Prodromos. I don't think it's been a while since I've not even seen medium Prodromos. They have good damage from the fire, and that little bit of fine damage does come important. Something got traded. Steals the catapult, the Petropolis there to save the palace. Palace getting hit quite hard over there. Which almost do clean up the Continaris. Argus Archer is firing away. And there's a round of destroyers advancing. Howdy. Continaris push forward, Pestilence on the field, reducing the construction build time reinforces for Blue, which has actually come quite bad. He's already behind in military numbers. He has a bit of population space that needs to be refilled. Gray's doing a good job getting close to the max pop cap. I'll likely go down here. Honestly, I haven't played really too much multiplayer whatsoever, so very little there. I mostly just cast. I just remember playing the crap out of Gold Edition when I was growing up. Casting-wise, I have a good stockpile replays if you want to take a look at my YouTube channel. I have a playlist of them. Not sure how many I have there. Gotta be getting close to 100 replays if you're curious. Oh, another round of Sentinels there. Yeah, this is more of a childhood game. Favorite game? Hard to say if it's the favorite game. But the top 3 games probably would be Age of Mythology, Stellaris, and Tank Ticks. Those are the structure there. Palace takes some good hits. Daenerys push way forward. Get the Ajax one field. The Dromo says take a bit of fire there. Got Chiron. I did purchase at launch and did play with the beta as a decent reference point. But mostly I just sort of, when it comes to playing Retold, mostly just single player though. A lot of games grab my attention. I enjoy casting. Blue's trying to fall back there. Pretty good Argus Archer and Daenerys army. Somehow this Sentinel stays alive. Good number of pressure bolos firing away. Maybe Crenulations would be quite useful to fight against all these heavy Daenerys. Argus Archers push right forward. Daenerys trying to hit all the Petropolos there. Destroyers push forward. Intercepted by Ajax. Daenerys will advance back. But it's good enough for Dromos. And that limited divine damage does go a long way, but they're only meeting Dromos at the moment. Right now, RimWorld, with the new expansion for RimWorld, still play quite a bit of Stellaris. War Thunder, because I hate myself. Oh, do have a trader onto that Petropolos again. Yeah, that's pretty much the 3 games I'm playing lately. With a full-time job, casting, don't really have too much free time. So I just try to keep games that keep me calm, and then I play War Thunder. Yeah, I have to take that in bursts. Dromos push way forward, though having a bit of trouble capping. Blue's having trouble making a frontline army, with the amount of Dromos in the field, so maybe talk about this, or can't get Fanatics to age 4. The rare care does unlock the ability to gain early Fanatics. So maybe getting that, but of course, not many palaces left on the field for Blue. Romelos may be a generally good option then. Do have some Cosmopolitans here. Another Carnivore to photo here, engaging the Petropolis, takes it down. And Carnivore quickly gets picked off here, but did his job of picking off that Petropolis. Petropolis following him back there, being pursued by some Daenerys. But while we do have now some more hit as well as Prodromos, Foxays, Hoplites, a mix of everything for Hades, while Gaia is designed for Daenerys and Argus Archers. Thank you. Sorry, I'm multitasking. Daenerys push way forward. Argus Archers back there. Dromos against way forward. I suppose Dromos more anti-cavalry. I think that little bit Divine AM does make him pretty good generalist at this point in time. Oh, Implosion's been summoned. Didn't pay close enough attention to that. Also got an Argus here. Let's see. This may take up the fortress. This is pretty limited. There's a fortress there and some trees. Everything goes flying. Scattered. Looks like a lot of Blue to stabilize. Blue has all 100 villagers, so losing the towns will reduce max population, which actually is doing a good job making max population now. And of course now he's gone for her Mythic Ace. He can now bring in some Fanatics. I think Fanatics could be pretty useful right now. Fortress here. Got another round. Too many Sentinels. Way too many Sentinels here. That's a lot of Sentinels there. Well, at least they're getting a lot of good damage saturation with those 6 Sentinels also being range. Robert should get the Crenellations at least. Fortress is still being built. 6 seconds remaining, but not gonna have too much health left. Argus used a bit of acid there. But maybe it's basic. Not at the moment. I'm not really interested in any commission work. My apologies. Argus archers firing away. Peltis. Not getting too large numbers, but then again, there's not too much cavalry left. These are more shades in the field. Of course, they're cheap fodder units. And free. Another medium line in the field. He's a 6-6 favorite, trying to get mass number of units in the field. Has a decent stockpile of gold, needs a bit more food before he can age on as well. Line does get another roar off there. Only 6 painful units there. Still pretty good core of Argus archers, so may need to get out some more Peltas. Hippus can also be useful. Right now there's some medium Hippus though. HS gets picked off there. Gray just may want to fall back, get some reinforcements going, maybe repair some of these structures. Yeah, there's probably a little bit too many champion Argus archers. Got heroic ones as well. Got iron weapons, which should be pretty effective for the ranged units, of course. Of course, they only need some other upgrades. Going for champion infantry and iron shields. Yeah, the medium Prodromos actually has a decent amount of damage right now. 10 base damage, though the attack speed is a little bit slower. Destroyers advancing, scored out by a fire cycle. Storehouse there trying to clean up this gold. Man, those golds move pretty quick thanks to Aphrodite. Oh, casting some damage on Argus archers. And Fire Cycle will go down, trying to immediately build the town center. He's trying to mix in some llama caravans. And basically water on the map. Doesn't take too much to wall off the camel caravans or llama caravans, keep them safe. Or else those llamas with stock cars causing some drama. There's some high passes being deployed in the field as well. The llama caravan, taking a little bit of damage there. A little bit more than just a little. Got the coinage being researched. Heavy infantry or champion infantry still just queued up. Gray has a massive stockpile or queue of units. Blue's having trouble remaxing. Problem is right now Blue's just having trouble with gold. That is a big issue. And Blue's defense will come to a halt if it does not get that fixed. Does decide to steal another Nemean Lion. Right now, this is Blue's big problem, is economy. The lack of gold is a massive issue. Needs to keep these llama caravans alive. Gold's being obtained here. Gray has gold. This is probably the best gold Blue can get, or try to go for another strike this one. That's pretty far forward. Leans do scream at each other like most cats do.
Λέγε.
Unnaris does get stunned there a little bit there. New line does go down. It passes straight forward. Unnaris maybe trying to head down south to that gold deposit. Oh, it looks like heading to this gold deposit there. Triple llama caravans. Blue is going to really try to pump out those llama caravans as quickly as he can get. Union Lion does spend a special attack there. Argus are just being picked on off. Camel caravans are turning a trip of 50 gold, which is adequate. Great, so these keep on raiding the camel caravans, the llama caravans. Causing quite a bit of drama in the llama caravans. Multiple llamas going down, intercepting, getting hit there. Petrobolo is sieging down the townsend as well. Ugh, that's a lot of caravans going down. Llama caravans, of course, cost food and wood, so like you have to use gold to replace them, but still, Gaia's also pretty low on food at the moment as well. Quick life tasks have been on those villagers who are on wood, build some more farms, get them up and going. And looks like Katie's going to try to age up, queued up Hippothys to get access to Colossus and 20 volts. Katie's going to start saving a bit of favor in order to get more 20 volts. Got Pestilence there to reduce his opponent's build rate. Blue does not have too many mills to use the field. Gray's play over the gold. It looks like going to win Gray the game. Another trader. Not sure where though. Big round of llama caravans coming on in. Gonna lose some good amount of gold.
Λέγε.
And now there's age up. Gray has also gotten his heavy cavalry now full in the field, so now it's heavy Prodromos. It's been medium for quite some time. And yep, looks like Blue is going to be going for a very short trade line there. And again, along the game goes on. When Hades ages up, Blue Paw could just either resign. Argus archers on the build queue. Blue has, of course, reestablished the town center here.
Έτοιμος.
There's age up for Hades. 20 gold can be summoned. And has been summoned. Blue is trying to repair this town center up. Going for more containers. High ground getting pelted by a bunch of arrows. And I don't think Gray. Yeah, Gray has not researched fortified town center at the moment. The llama does go down there. More of these forces trying to engage the town center. It is a fortified town center. And has received the architect's research. More containers push forward. Conquest can just turn around and start engaging. There's the Colossus. And there's a Trader God Power. Yeah, definitely a good target for the Trader God Power. Another round of... Looks like he deployed some sentinels over here. There's a little bit too many sentinels, I would say, overall. But Gray is good winning. Gray should just eye for this town center here. Maybe try to deploy out some forces around it. And that will deny all the trade. Gray has now consumed all the gold in the map. Which actuality, he has not established his own trade line, so he should get his own trade line going sooner rather than later. And so Gray is actually going to be getting a bit of a... slowing down a bit because he does not have any gold. Blue has no military units on the field, but Gray still has a massive army. I have no idea how this game's going to go. I want to say Gray has in the bag. Of course, he's, like I said, going to be slowing down pretty soon. The long game goes on, the better Blue will be off. Blue could see multiple 20 volts. 20 volts almost got cooled down, but he's not been researching enough or getting enough favor. Trying to repair up this town center now. Gray's force had a bit of trouble there. This town center has been rebuilt as well. Blue's been holding on, does have champion upgrades. Gray will not get champion upgrades anytime soon. There's no way he can afford it in gold. He has a decent amount of gold trickles.
Λέγε.
The heroes are engaging the town center. Gray has an army 104 versus 68. Town center here still needs repairs. Gray still also needs fortified town center. Another round of sentinels. Going way too heavy in that, but he has a nice defensive position, sort of. Blue's, of course, is trying to establish another front here. Gray is responding, has a catapult in, or catapults in range. Of course, there's also the architect's research, making so these palaces have a bit more health. You now have the Titan shield upgrade, increasing the pierce armor of destroyers. No advanced fortifications yet, so it's a pretty expensive upgrade. No Argus archers. Got all fast engaging. No crenulations can improve the anti-cavalry damage.
Έτοιμος. Πρόσταγμα.
Oh, we got a fire siphon here. Was not paying attention to that. But taking a lot of chip damage from all these defensive sources. Blue does not have burning pits, so it doesn't have any anti-structure damage. All this defenses does manage to take out that fire siphon, but did take quite a bit of a beating there. Just ask the village to start repairing up slowly, I would say, at least. We got a manual kill of llama caravans by Blue. Blue somehow managed to stabilize. I have no idea how. Well, because Gray, like I said, ran out of gold income, is not going for any more, not going for any trade caravans at the moment. In fact, well, we do have donkey caravans here, but being intercepted by a future palace. Villagers immediately go and try to shank that citizen. The citizen's doing their part, that's for sure. Going for the fortress first. And onto the citizen. With 8 seconds remaining, so the palace will be shanked. That could have been game over for Gray if he didn't get that established. Gray, of course, does have the Vault of Erebus as well as the Hunt Vault, so that's a lot of extra gold trickle. When I say a lot, I mean 6. It's not bad. He is also going for his unique human soldier, the Gashofatos, or how to pronounce it, his unique crossbowman, which has a pretty good damage multiplier versus structures. Can be further compounded by the burning pitch. Which, of course, we don't see. Actually, we do see it. Right now, you can see 24 range with 23 times multiplier versus structures. 24 range is also very, very good range. I think people should go for this unit more often. And sure does outrange Fire Siphon. Llama caravans rotated to another good target there. Gaia has a stockpile of gold. Gaia is in a position to actually do some work. Now got some more medals control on the field. Gray failed to close out the game, failed to stop the llamas, and now Gray could lose the game. He's going for his Cornage. He has no defense down south. O has lost so much here repeatedly, but has managed to barely hold on. When I say barely, I mean losing this town center multiple times, but that is good enough. We do have fine champion cavalry for Hades as well. The champion research has been completed. Has 9 dock caravans on a single market. That's not exactly great. And Hades has pretty much no walls. So there's been an opening here which Blue's been exploiting. Got villagers here. The green is gone, so get those villagers out of there. Oh, got some piggies here. From the curse, actually. The curse godpire piggies is now fully fattened. So they can wee all to their new home. My stomach. And as much as I said that was way too many sentinels, and I still stand by it. Got a good number of these guys in range, but no translation nor really any upgrades to support them. And now the equipment being destroyed there. Yeah, that was a lot of favor for some of these sentinels. Hades needs to save up for another plenty vault. He needs extra gold income. He has plenty of food and wood, so he can get rid of those villagers, so we can chunk of them. At least, maybe 20 of the wood villagers. That's 12,000 wood. 20 volts could be a good supplementary income replacement. Now, devotees of Atlas, increasing attack speed of fanatics, as well as giving them increased damage when they start losing health. Gray is now launching a pre-sizable contract or champion Padromos will counter the champion Contenaris. So he has now fanatics being mixed on in, which have good attack speed, good mobility, and also good multipliers both versus infantry and cavalry. And Hades does not have too many toxics to counter them at the moment. More high passes, more hoplites being pulled in the field. Blue is slowly crawling his way back in this game. Yep, and let's see, got more Donkey Caravans, one market queue. We now have the Horns of Consecration. Enables champions to be trained early and reduces their training time by 20%. Not super great at this point in time. It effectively allows you to get age 3 fanatics, not champions. Age 3 heavy fanatics, which are pretty nice. They're very good for cavalry and infantry. And these fanatics are pretty well buffed up as well. Got Rogus Arcus Archers spawning the back line there. Arcus Archers and... Oh! I wonder if there's that queue which is forgotten bound at this point in time. But we got nice reserve gray units here. Blue has a larger army now. More Memellos being pulled in the field. Haven't seen too many fanatics, just see one queue there. Another constant pulled up with blue. Gray's having trouble remaxing, having trouble with gold. Needs to sell off 10,000 wood. I think Gray's also not being aggressive enough to sell. So he needs to get gold in the field regardless of what it costs. And never went for the second Plenty Vault, which is a bit of a mistake as well. Went far, far too heavy in the Sentinels. Could have had 3, maybe 4 Plenty Vaults. See some fanatics here. Let's see what upgrades it has. These are upgrades, yeah, or Calcum Mail. So they have 63% hack armor, which is quite significant. In comparison to, let's see. I'm trying to see if any other melee infantry you can compare it to right now. Honestly, Cox plays. 225 health. Another Plenty Vault has been established, but looks like Gray's having trouble on anything on the field. There's a hoplite. 167 health. Another queue of Donkey Caravans, but of course, with the amount of wood he has, he should have gone for quadruple queue at least. He's able to afford Donkey Caravans by a large amount. There's the Thymnos Sword of Dread from Ares, increasing high passes damage, and of course nails him early. I don't think the early upgrade was going to be super useful, but the extra melee damage on the high passes would have been nice. Blue has a massive population capacity and locking down the market with some static weapons, and Blue's also infesting the back part of the map. A couple of barracks here, as well as a palace. A couple more caravans here. But this is under siege. Could go for here. But yeah, I think Blue managed to crawl out of victory. Blue should not have won. Gray threw this game away. Slow transition to caravans. slow transition to Plenty Bolts. Not selling off the 10,000 wood. And let's see, it's myth units. You can bring the Cyclopses, but they're not Elder Cyclopses. Let's see, there's also Neiman Lions. I forget, do they cost 5 gold? And the last one, of course, is Colossus, which costs gold, which he cannot afford. Are Neiman Lions gold, or... Yeah, they're gold, so that's not usable. Yep. Part of me thinks I should start fast forwarding the game because I don't think there's any way Gray can come back. Though I honestly thought about fast forwarding the game because I thought there was no way Blue could come back, and I was totally wrong about that. But in this case, Blue has locked down the trade, which is something Gray did not do, or couldn't finish off. He was very close and did interrupt quite a bit of trade. But Blue just hung on. In fact, Blue could actually eye for Wonder pretty soon, can't she? Do now the iron walls. My apologies if you heard the thunder outside. That was quite loud on my side. Though my noise gate is pretty good, so I was wondering if people can hear that. Gray has established a counterattack here. Some military forces. Blue, of course, has a good amount. I think Blue just started deleting some citizens. This number civilian count does not include trade caravans, and I'm pretty sure it, in my opinion, should. As well as fishing boats, it doesn't do that either. Gray has now reobtained the Plenty Vault. Citizens force building here. Gray has got a decent force there. Still needs to sell off 10,000 wood. I am curious. Look at how much does a Wonder cost. 5,000 each. And Gray has now resigned. This is Gray saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. And it is getting a little bit late for me, so that shall be my last replay tonight. So everyone,